SMB, which stands for Server Message Block, is a protocol for sharing files, printers, serial ports, and communications abstractions such as named pipes and mail slots between computers. In addition to that, Samba is a freely available SMB server for Unix. It's an implementation of SMB for Unix-like systems. SMB can run directly over TCP ports 137, 139, 445, or on UDP ports 137 and 138. Now, some versions of SMB protocol has known vulnerabilities, so you should enumerate the SMB services. Now let's step back into the lab to use Msf Modules for SMB. All right, so you have made a scan over Metasploitable 2 and 3. To check to see if the SMB port is open, type the services command with a P parameter and SMB port numbers 139 and 445. And the ports are open on both machines. Msf has a meaningful directory structure, so you can find SMB-related auxiliary scanners under this directory. You're not going to need to write every word. Just hit the Tab button to complete the commands. Now, the basic logic behind the enumeration is service banner and version detection. So that means I will first run the SMB version module, show options, and set our hosts to our target's IP addresses. And then you can run the module. That module executed very quickly. But look at that, though. It does bring some really good information about the targets. So as you can see, 10.10.2.10 is a Windows Server 2008 R2 Standard Service Pack 1, which is Metasploitable 3. Now, on the other hand, Metasploitable 2 has Samba. Now, why is the version detection important? I hear you saying and scratching your head. Well, let's have a look at this Samba version. This version of Samba has a vulnerability. Even Metasploit has an exploit for this. So, I think you get the point. But just one more point here. Metasploit saves this information to improve your penetration tests. So let's type hosts as our command with C as the parameter. Now you see, Windows 7 changed to Windows 2008. So now let's go with another module. You can try all the others, but I'm going to choose SMB MS1710, show the options, set the rhosts variable, and run the module. And it looks like Metasploitable 3 is vulnerable to MS17 through 10. So let's Google this vulnerability, shall we? There are many topics about this vulnerability, and Metasploit has an exploit module for that particular vulnerability. So that's a good way, I think, to illustrate how enumeration gives you better results. So make a note of this vulnerability. You're going to need it later. Okay, so let's go back to the Msf console. All right, so this is the last one. This is the SMB Login module. I will immediately set our hosts. Now, I'll need a dictionary file to brute force. So in a new tab, I will create one. For this, you can use the Cool tool. It's really simple and very handy. D for how deeper to crawl a target page, and M for minimum character numbers for words in the dictionary, and then the name of the output file. So here I'm going to use the address of the GitHub page of Metasploitable 3 as the target page that Cool will derive the words from. So this process can take way too much time, but I'm going to stop it here because the dictionary file has already been created. So let's go back to the Msf console and use it. I'll set the SMB user to vagrant, set the pass file to that dictionary file, and then run the module. So I'm going to interrupt the execution. Did you see at the beginning of the output, did you notice the green color? That's because you need to enter the pair vagrant, vagrant. Okay, so that's what we need. So make a note of that. Now, SMB reveal is the valuable information that you get.